why I kept the Fenix 7S Pro instead of getting the 8. So there are a couple of features that are only available in this particular watch, which would be the next version beyond the 8. The Fenix 8 is coming maybe in the following months, maybe it also takes a year. So I got this watch first about 2 years ago. It then worked fine for about a year and a half until the heart rate reading began to become quite faulty. I then sent it in, I got a replacement. The replacement I got was even worse, so I again sent it in, and this is then the second replacement of this watch, which now again seems to work. So the features I like about this watch is, first of all, I ideally would like to have a watch that is like the Casio watches. So it would be almost not noticeable, but tell the time and also record all of my fitness data. Now, of course, it's useful if I go skiing or something like this, or ski touring, and I do have also navigation on this watch. But personally, also maybe because I have wrists that are quite small, as you kind of can see, I prefer the small size, and this is I think 42 or 43 millimeters. Another option would have been the Forerunner, which now already has the new features which possibly also make it into the 8S Pro or the 8 Pro in terms of the Fenix lineup. But the Forerunner does not come in a smaller size. A second feature that I think is quite something that I would like on my watch is that it does have an IMP display. And this means that if I now hold it against light, it reflects the light. It also means that the battery possibly lasts a little bit longer. And since ideally I have all sensors activated and also the sampling rate set to the highest, which I now have not, I set it to smart in terms of I think heart rate reading and blood oxygenation or something like this. Mostly because the battery did not last that long, which also was already kind of a problem on the previous watch. So a couple of weeks ago I was in the mountains and I had the 6S Pro with me. And of course now this also had an older battery. But after 1.5 days, even just recording the hike basically up to the hut, and then trying to record a hike the next day without having a charging cable with me, it then just stopped because the battery was empty. And so what at least I think is quite useful about this watch is that it has a solar ring. So the solar ring, at least in theory, allows you to charge the watch a little bit at least when being outside in the sun. Of course, ideally, this watch would track all my activities. But when a couple of weeks ago I went up to Kleines Terl in the Wilder Kaiser mountain chain in the Alps, it then stopped recording after I think 20 or 30 minutes. At least my 6S Pro. So these three features, first of all, the fact that it comes in a smaller size, the second that it has an IMP display, and the third that it has the solar ring, I think make the 7S Pro currently quite unique because the 8S Pro does not exist yet, and the 8 does not come in this configuration. So this is